What do you do when she comes back? Not when she sends a casual text. Not when she watches your story after weeks of silence. I'm talking about when the woman who once left you suddenly wants to be part of your life again. That's the topic we're breaking down today. How to handle a woman who comes back after walking away. Because too many men either take her back with open arms or block her without thinking. Both extremes are emotional. Neither is powerful. Welcome to the channel where we talk truth, not fantasy. This isn't about revenge or playing games. This is about power, clarity, and understanding why she's back and what it really means. Here's the reality. Women rarely come back because they realized how much they love you. That's a fantasy sold by movies. Most of the time, her return is strategic, emotional, or even manipulative. And if you don't understand, that you're setting yourself up to lose control again. But here's the controversial part. Her return gives you leverage. Yes, the man who was once left behind now holds the cards. The question is, will you play them like a man who learned or a man still craving what he lost? This video is your blueprint. I'm going to teach you exactly what to do when she comes back. How to read her motives, how to respond like a man with value, and how to make her question everything if she thought you'd be the same guy she walked away from. So if you've ever been left ignored or ghosted and now she's circling back, this is the video you need. Grab your focus, because what you do next determines who holds the power. Number 1. She came back because it failed elsewhere. When a woman leaves you and suddenly reappears, the first thing you must understand is this: she's not coming back from a place of strength. In most cases, she's coming back because something didn't work out the way she thought it would. Women rarely leave a man without a backup plan. Harsh truth, but this is how it works. She may have had someone else lined up emotionally, physically, or even just in her mind. She left thinking the grass would be greener. Maybe she thought she could do better, get more attention, feel something new again. But out there in the real world, reality hits harder than imagination. That new guy didn't commit. That fantasy relationship turned into stress. The attention she was chasing faded fast. And now she's looking back. Not because she suddenly saw your worth, but because the plan she left you for fell apart. Now here's what most men do wrong. They take her back too quickly, thinking it's love, thinking she missed them. But what she really missed was the safety, the comfort, the emotional support you provided. Let me give you something you can relate to. You're dating a woman. She gets distant, starts pulling away. A few days later, she ends it. Cold, silent, maybe even with some excuse like, "I just need time to figure myself out." But you later find out she was talking to someone else right before she walked. A few weeks go by. Suddenly she texts, "Hey, just wanted to see how you've been." You feel that excitement, rush in but pause. Because here's the deal. If it had worked out with the other guy, she wouldn't be texting you. Your plan be the fallback, the safe bet, and you need to treat her return like exactly that. A failed mission report, not a love story, not a grand romantic gesture. She left thinking she'd upgrade, and now she's back because it wasn't what she expected. Does that mean she's evil? Number? But it does mean her return isn't rooted in deep, unconditional love. It's based on disappointment. And if you welcome her back without making her prove herself, she'll lose respect for you again. So, first rule when she comes back: don't assume her return means value. It often means regret, failure, or boredom. Recognize it for what it is, and don't let your emotions write the story. She came back, but that doesn't mean she deserves a spot. Not yet. Number 2. She misses the control she had over you. When she comes back, it's not always about missing you. Sometimes she just misses the power, the ability to make you chase. The way you used to jump when she pulled away. The emotional grip she once had over you. That's what some women crave more than the relationship itself. And that's what most men don't realize. A woman leaving doesn't always mean she stopped caring, but it often means she felt she had you completely figured out, predictable, available, emotionally invested in a way she no longer had to work for. And when that happens, the challenge disappears. The excitement dies. She knows she can push you, test you, even leave you. And you'll still be there if she decides to come back. So what happens when you don't reach out, when you go silent, when you move differently? Suddenly she's not in control anymore. And now the control she once had becomes something she misses. Not because she loves you deeply, but because she no longer knows where she stands. And women hate losing their emotional leverage, especially over a man who used to give them access to everything. His time, his heart, his attention. That's when the messages start. That's when she comes back, not with an apology, but with something subtle. A check-in, a compliment, a breadcrumb, just enough to see if you'll take the bait. And if you do, if you respond with enthusiasm or desperation, she gets that control back instantly. You're back under her emotional thumb. This is why it's so important to read beyond the words. A woman can say she misses you, but what she really misses is how you made her feel powerful, the way you reacted, the certainty she had in knowing you wanted her more than she wanted you. So when she comes back, pause and ask yourself, has she changed, or is she just trying to reclaim her position? Is this about connection, or is it about control? Is she showing up with vulnerability, or just trying to see if you're still an option? If you don't ask these questions, you'll walk right back into the same dynamic she left. You'll feel like you're getting her back, but really, she's getting her power back. A woman who truly respects you won't need to control you, so don't be fooled by the return. Sometimes she's not coming back to rebuild anything. She's just trying to see if she can still run the show. And if you let her, you're not the man she returns for. You're the man she resets her game with. Number 3, don't celebrate. You feel that buzz, right? That adrenaline spike when her name pops up on your screen again. The girl who ghosted you, ignored your texts, maybe even blocked you, now wants to talk. And for a second, your mind flashes back. Maybe it's a second chance. Maybe she finally sees your worth. But let's cut the fantasy. Don't celebrate. Don't pop the champagne. Don't even crack a smile. Here's what you need to understand. Her return is not a trophy. It's a test. And the more excited you act, the faster you fail it. When you immediately jump at her message, when you reply too fast or sound too eager, you're showing her one thing you were waiting, hoping, still stuck in the past. And while you might think that shows loyalty or love to her, it screams weakness. It shows that her absence didn't spark growth in you, it just froze you in time. That's not attractive. That's not power. That's not the energy of a man who's evolved. Let me say something straight. She's not back because she had some huge epiphany. She's back because something shifted in her world. Maybe it was loneliness. Maybe her new guy didn't work out. Maybe she just wanted to test if she still has that grip on you. Whatever it is, it's rarely about deep regret or some sudden realization of your unmatched value. So when you throw a party in your head just because she came back, you're celebrating a fantasy, not reality. And she can feel that. Women are intuitive. If she senses you're still emotionally tethered, that she can yank your chain with one, hey, then the power balance shifts back to her immediately. You've given her confirmation that you never moved on, that you're still there, still soft, still craving what you once had. But here's the truth, if she didn't have to work to earn your attention, she won't value it. That's human psychology. We only treasure what we fight for. So when you hand her emotional access for free, Just because she decided to return, you're showing her you've learned nothing. You need to stay grounded, calm, unavailable, not out of bitterness, but out of self-respect. Let her feel the shift in your energy. That means no gushing replies, no reminiscing, no instant forgiveness. Keep it short, keep it cool, and most importantly, keep it earned. Because here's what happens when you don't celebrate. She starts questioning. Why is he not reacting like before? Why is he so calm? Why isn't he all over me? That uncertainty, that's power. That's what rebalances the dynamic. When she realizes she's no longer in control of your emotions, when she sees that you've built peace without her, she either steps up or steps off. And both outcomes serve you. If she's serious about coming back, if her return is rooted in real change, she'll match your energy. She'll prove herself. She'll try. But if it was just a power play, a quick emotional hit, she'll retreat when she doesn't get the reaction she expected. And that's your clarity. This is where the Stoic mindset kicks in. Detachment isn't about coldness. It's about clarity. It's about seeing things for what they are, not what you wish they were. You're not here to punish her. You're not even here to teach her a lesson. You're here to protect your peace, your value, and your growth. So when she reappears, don't fall back into old emotional rhythms. No jumping, no celebrating, no fantasizing. Let her feel that she's stepping into a different reality now, one where you've evolved, where access to you is no longer automatic, where you no longer define your worth by her validation. Hold that frame, hold that energy, hold your line. Now, it's your turn to show up with presence, not desperation. Comment below, I stay grounded. Let's flood the comments with clarity, not confusion. And hey, if this message hits something in you, don't just keep it in your head. Own it, live it. And if you're serious about leveling up, join the tribe. Hit that subscribe button and become a Stoic member today. We're building something powerful here. No noise, no fluff. Just real men becoming better, stronger, and smarter every day. Stick around, because in the next moments, we're getting into the move that separates boys chasing closure from men reclaiming control. You don't want to miss what's next. Number 4. Test her intentions without saying a word. So she's back. After pulling away, cutting things off, or vanishing into silence, now she's reappeared. Maybe it's a text. Maybe a casual "how've you been?" Maybe a follow or a like after months of nothing. And the big question comes up, is this real, or is it just another cycle? But here's the catch, you don't need to ask. You don't need a deep talk. You don't need to interrogate her or demand an explanation. You test her intentions without saying a word. How simple. By letting your behavior do the talking. See, when a woman returns after leaving, she's not looking for your words, she's measuring your energy. She wants to know, is he still the same? Is he still emotionally available? Can I slip back into his life like nothing happened? Most guys get caught in that trap. They over-explain, they act too happy, they dive back in without pause. And that tells her everything she needs to know, that you didn't level up. You just waited. That's not power, that's permission for her to play the same game again. So if you want to truly understand where she's at, stop explaining and start observing. Let her show her cards, let her fill the silence, let her lead the effort, because if she's serious, she'll do the work. She'll try to rebuild the bridge she burned. If she's not, she'll back off as soon as you stop making it easy. This is where your presence becomes the test. You stay calm, you stay consistent, you stay unbothered. You don't initiate plans, you don't offer reassurance, you don't jump back into old habits. You let her come to you, and more importantly, you let her prove she's different. Because here's the truth, when someone really regrets walking away, they show it. Not with big emotional speeches, not with vague apologies, with actions, with consistency, with changed patterns. And if she's not doing that, if she's just checking in or trying to keep you around for comfort, it'll show fast if you stay still enough to see it. A Stoic man doesn't chase clarity, he receives it through stillness. This isn't about manipulation, it's about self-protection. It's about not letting your peace be shattered by someone who hasn't earned a place in your life again. You're not testing her to play games. You're observing to see if she is. Watch how she reacts when you don't immediately praise her for coming back. Watch how she responds when you don't open the emotional floodgates. If she leans in, that's a sign. If she backs off or gets frustrated by your calm, that's another kind of sign. Either way, you get your answer. You see, strength isn't in confrontation, it's in control. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is do nothing. That's how you flip the script. That's how you shift the energy. That's how you stop being predictable and start being powerful. She left. You didn't collapse. She came back. You didn't celebrate. Now she has to prove why she deserves access to you again. No speeches, no chasing, no drama, just presence. Let your silence be the test. Let your boundaries be the answer. And if you've ever been in this situation, if a woman ever walked away and came back expecting the same man waiting in the same place, then this moment right here is your turning point. Comment below, let her prove it, because saying less often says everything. If this hit you, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're serious about becoming the kind of man who no longer folds under emotional pressure, join the Stoic Brotherhood. Get access to private content, deeper tools, and a no BS community of men on the same path. Your clarity starts when you stop chasing confusion. See you in the next one. Number 5. Never go back to the same dynamic. Let's be real. When a woman walks away, she isn't just ending a conversation, she's ending a dynamic. Whether it was subtle or dramatic, something in the connection broke. And if she comes back, most guys do the worst thing possible. They slide right back into the exact same pattern like nothing happened. Same texting frequency, same tone, same eagerness, same emotional setup. But here's the rule. Never go back to the same dynamic. Because if you do, you're not just repeating history, you're signing up for the same outcome all over again. See, relationships operate on energy, and the energy you allow becomes the standard. So when you welcome her back with wide open arms and the same old vibe, you're telling her two things. 1, that your standards never changed. 2, that she doesn't need to change either. And that's an invitation for the same issues to repeat. Let's break it down. If she left during a time when you were overly available, overly accommodating, or overly emotional, and she returns to find you still in that same emotional posture, then what has she really returned to? Comfort, control, familiarity, not growth, not challenge, not a higher value version of you. So here's what you do. You set a new tone. You redefine the frame. Not with words, but with behavior. You're not cold, you're calibrated. You're not rude, you're rooted. You're not distant, you're discerning. That means you slow things down. You don't fall into automatic rhythms. You don't go back to texting all day or being emotionally available at her convenience. You hold space. You keep your purpose front and center. You let her feel that this version of you isn't playing the same game, because if she's really back with better intentions, she won't need the old patterns. She'll be okay with a new pace. In fact, she'll respect it. But if she starts pushing for the old setup, the one where she got the best of you without earning it, that's your red flag. This isn't about punishment. This is about self-preservation. It's about honoring the lessons that came from her absence. You're not trying to teach her a lesson. You're trying not to forget yours. The Stoics had a saying, "No man ever steps in the same river twice," because it's not the same river and he's not the same man. That's the mindset. When she returns, your life has already shifted. And if it hasn't, then what was all that time apart for growth without change is just pretending. And let's not ignore the psychological part. She's watching to see if she still owns the same version of you. If you act like nothing happened, if your energy hasn't upgraded, then she knows she still has leverage. And that power imbalance, even if unspoken, will lead you right back into the trap. But if she senses a shift, if your calmness has weight, if your energy feels selective, if your time is clearly not open 24/7, then she has to either rise up or fall off. And both outcomes serve you. You are not a second chance vending machine. You are a man on a mission. If someone steps back into your space, it should feel like they're stepping into a new chapter, not flipping back to the same worn-out page. So take this seriously. Draw the line. Not just for her, but for yourself. Because if you don't hold your own standard, no one else will. And if you've ever felt that déjà vu, if someone came back only for things to fall apart the exact same way, it's because the energy never evolved. That's your cue to shift. So remember, never go back to the same dynamic. Re-entry requires earned access, new energy, new boundaries, new terms. Comment below, new chapter only. Let's make that the rule from here on out. And if you're ready to stop reliving cycles and start reclaiming control, subscribe and hit that join button to access exclusive content and the Stoic Brotherhood community. We're not just reacting here, we're rewriting the script. And it starts with you. Number 6. Use her return to rebuild your frame. Alright, let's shift the lens for a second. She's back. She reached out. And sure, that moment can feel like a small win, but this isn't about her. It's about you. This is your opportunity. Not to rekindle something the same way, but to rebuild something better, your frame. See, when a woman returns after leaving, most guys immediately think, how do I get her back? Wrong mindset. The right question is, how do I use this moment to reinforce who I've become? That's what rebuilding your frame is all about. Your frame is the structure through which you see the world and allow others to interact with you. It's your mental, emotional, and behavioral posture. And every time you let someone step into your space, you're inviting them into your frame, not the other way around. But when a woman leaves and then returns, what happens? The average guy crumbles. He breaks his own rules. He becomes flexible, too flexible, just to accommodate her. He abandons the growth he claimed to pursue, and boom, frame shattered. So how do you avoid that? First, understand that her return is not a disruption, it's an opportunity. It's your chance to live your new standards out loud. You don't announce it, you don't post about it, you be it. Start by reinforcing your pace. If she wants to reconnect, it's on your time. No urgency, no emotional flinching. You lead now, not to control her, but to protect your structure. And leading doesn't mean domination. It means clarity. It means purpose. It means boundaries that aren't explained, just embodied. Next, watch how you respond to her presence. Old version of you might have overshared, over-texted, over-validated. New version, you listen more than you speak. You observe more than you project. You stay present, but not performative. And when she tries to test that new energy, and she will, you hold. You don't fall into old patterns. You don't explain yourself. You don't get defensive. That's what a solid frame does. It doesn't need reinforcement from the outside. It holds from the inside. And guess what? That quiet strength is magnetic. It's not something you force. It's something she feels. She'll notice you're different, even if she can't explain how. And that intrigue, that mystery, that's where the real shift begins. You see, the real win isn't getting her back. It's making sure you don't lose yourself again. Because you've done the work. You've spent time in solitude. You've focused on your purpose. You've confronted your emotional triggers. Don't throw all of that away for one dopamine hit from a returning ex. Instead, use her return as your mirror. Are you truly different now? Or were you just pretending until she came back? Let her reappearance be your checkpoint, not a celebration, not a reset, a test of who you are now. And if she fits into that new frame, cool. If not, you'll know it because you're no longer shifting to match her. She has to fit you, not the other way around. This is what Stoicism teaches us. Emotional detachment isn't apathy, it's awareness. It's presence without dependency. It's power without noise. So when she comes back, don't ask, does she still like me? Ask, do I still respect myself? And if the answer's yes, that's all the permission you need to move forward, whether with her or without. Comment below, I hold the frame. Let the world know where you stand. Let her feel the shift. And if you're serious about building that inner fortress of mindset, purpose, and control, hit subscribe. Join the Stoic Brotherhood for content that sharpens you, not sedates you. This isn't about chasing her, it's about anchoring you. Number 7. Decide closure or come back, but on your terms. When she circles back, you're not just dealing with a person, you're facing a decision. One that can shape your peace, your progress, and your power going forward. You either close that door completely, or you let her in again, but this time it has to be on your terms. And that last part, that's where most men fall apart. They think her return means it's their job to prove something, to show they're still worthy, to negotiate the emotional fallout. But that mindset instantly gives away all your leverage. This isn't about being cold, it's about clarity. She left. Whether with explanation or in silence, whether with pain or with games, it happened. And in that space you changed. At least you were supposed to. So now that she's back, the ball isn't automatically in her court. It's in yours. Do you want closure, or is there something left to rebuild? And if you decide to entertain her again, understand this. She's not walking back into the same version of you. She's not just picking up where things left off. If she comes back, she's stepping into your frame, your structure, your upgraded energy. And if that doesn't feel true right now, then pause. Don't invite anyone into your life until your terms are solid. Because when you move from indecision, you bleed power. But when you move from standards, you command respect. Let's say you choose closure. Then give yourself that gift fully, not halfway, not we'll see, not let's keep in touch. Number. Closure means accepting the lesson and cutting the emotional tie, not out of bitterness, but out of strength. You don't block her because you're angry. You don't delete every message because you're weak. You simply decide this chapter is closed. The experience taught you what it needed to. You're grateful for it, even the pain. But you're moving forward without hoping for a rewrite. And if you choose to explore a comeback, then it has to be intentional, not emotional. You move slow, you observe. You let her actions build the bridge this time, and more importantly, you maintain the energy of a man who doesn't need her, he's choosing to consider her again. You lead, you set boundaries. You say no without guilt. You make time based on your priorities. You don't chase. You don't rush. Because here's the hard truth, if she left once, she can leave again. So this time your connection has to run on clarity, not comfort. A woman respects a man who knows exactly what he wants, and she loses interest in a man who waits around hoping she decides. Be the one who decides. If she wants a seat at your table, she has to earn it, and you have to actually believe you're worth it. Otherwise, all the terms you talk about, they're just words. So here's the Stoic path: stillness, not reaction, intention, not impulse, power, not permission. She may have returned, But this isn't her story anymore, it's yours. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to be cold. But you do have to be in control. And that control starts with the question, what serves your peace better, letting go completely or opening the door slowly on new terms? There's no universal answer, but whatever choice you make, it has to be one you own. No begging, no hoping, no shrinking, just truth. Truth makes you untouchable. So, what's it going to be? Closure or comeback? Comment below, my choice, my terms. And if you're tired of being on the emotional back foot, if you're ready to live with clarity, strength, and unshakable self-respect, subscribe and join the Stoic Brotherhood. That's where men stop chasing what left and start becoming who they were meant to be. Your decision starts now. Make it count. Number 8. Let her chase stability. Here's something most men never realize. If she left once, she already questioned your stability. If she's coming back, don't hand her that security for free. What do I mean by that? Simple. Stability isn't just being consistent or kind. It's about emotional leadership. It's about being grounded no matter how chaotic or confusing the situation is. When she returns, what she's really testing, whether she knows it or not, is your center, your frame, your self-respect. Now here's where most guys get it wrong. She shows back up, says she's sorry, acts sweet for a few days, and suddenly they're back in good guy mode. They overextend, they drop everything, they rush to make her comfortable again. And that's the moment they lose all leverage. Because deep down, she's not looking to walk into stability. She wants to earn it. She wants to feel like she worked for it, fought for it, and was chosen, not just accepted. That's human nature. We don't value what comes easy. We crave what feels earned. So here's what you do when she comes back. You keep moving. You don't change your pace, your habits, or your priorities just because she's orbiting again. You let her adapt to your life, not the other way around. That means you stay centered. You don't react. You don't get overly excited. You observe. She's watching for one thing. Did he level up, or is he the same man I walked away from? And your job is not to prove anything. Your job is to be that upgraded version, calm, clear, and completely focused on your own mission. Let her feel the difference. Let her notice that you no longer need the emotional ping-pong she used to play. Let her experience what it's like to chase a man who doesn't move just because she reappeared. This isn't about manipulation. It's about respect. Self-respect first. And when you hold that frame, when you stay rooted in your new energy, something powerful happens. She'll start to lean in. She'll initiate more. She'll test less. Because now she senses that your world no longer depends on her presence. You've become the eye of the storm, not the guy caught in it. That's stability. It's magnetic. And the beautiful irony, she used to take you for granted because you were always available. Now she can't stop thinking about you because you're solid, and she's unsure where she stands. That's the shift. So the next time you feel tempted to make things right too quickly, pause. Ask yourself, am I giving her something she hasn't earned yet? Because true masculine energy doesn't come from over-explaining or over-performing. It comes from stillness, from discipline, from living by your own code and letting the world adapt to it. So let her chase, let her prove, let her work. Stability isn't something you offer as a discount to returning energy. It's the full price ticket, and she's either ready to earn it or she's not. Comment below, I am the calm. If you're done being thrown around by emotions, if you're ready to become the anchor in your own life and the kind of man women don't just want but respect, then subscribe. And join the Stoic Brotherhood. We don't chase chaos. We make peace our power, and we let the world chase that. Number 9. Attraction grows in uncertainty. Let's be real for a second. Certainty feels safe, but it doesn't spark desire, especially not when someone's already had you walked away and then decided to circle back. If she knows exactly what you'll do, exactly how you'll feel, exactly how available you'll be, where's the intrigue? Attraction dies when everything's predictable, but mystery pulls her in. Now, I'm not saying you should play games or ghost her. That's not stoic. That's insecure. What I'm saying is, you don't owe her emotional availability on demand just because she came back. That's not strength, that's surrender. Stoic masculinity is calm and consistent within, but it doesn't broadcast every emotion outward. And that subtle restraint, that's what makes her lean in. That's what makes her question, is he still into me, or even better, does he still want me the way I want him now? And suddenly she's investing again. See, most guys ruin their power the moment she shows signs of interest again. They lay all their cards on the table, they text back instantly, they show her she still has emotional power over them. But here's the truth, when someone knows they have you wrapped around their finger, they don't chase you, they manage you. And that's exactly what you must avoid. Uncertainty keeps the dynamic alive. Not chaos, not manipulation, uncertainty. You want to be the man who is emotionally whole, present when he chooses to be, but not emotionally entangled just because someone returned. That subtle tension of not knowing where she fully stands with you is what stirs her desire. It's what makes her try harder. It's what drives her to initiate, to please, to re-earn your attention. And deep down, that's what she wants to feel again, that she's earning something real, something rare. Now, if you're thinking, isn't that cruel? No, not if your intentions are honest and your actions are aligned with truth. You're not withholding affection. You're not punishing her. You're simply allowing the space for her attraction to build itself. Because the moment she's sure she's already won you back without effort, that attraction gone. So what does uncertainty look like in practice? It looks like not rushing to define things. It looks like moving slow and making her prove her presence is about something deeper than guilt or loneliness. It looks like keeping your routine, prioritizing your mission, letting her earn your time again bit by bit. And it also looks like smiling calmly when she tries to rush things, when she wants reassurance, when she fishes for signs that we're good now. You don't give it up too easy. You let her feel the tension, because that tension is what reignites everything. Remember, you're not being cold, you're not being fake, you're being selective with your energy, because the man she comes back to shouldn't be the same man she walked away from. He should be wiser, more grounded, a little more silent, and a whole lot less predictable. That's what makes her want him all over again. So next time she leans in, trying to rebuild that old connection, don't rush to fill the silence. Don't dump your feelings on the table like an open book. Let her read between the lines. Let her wonder. Let her chase the version of you that doesn't need to explain himself, because that's the version she'll stay up thinking about. Comment below, I stay unknown. And if you're ready to stop being the man who overgives just to feel wanted and start being the man who naturally draws others in without chasing, subscribe. Join the Stoic Brotherhood, where strength speaks quietly and mystery does the work for you. She left once. If she wants back in, let the uncertainty do what certainty never could. Number 10. Power is in your silence. Let me ask you something. When she left, who was the one still explaining, still trying to make sense of things, still reaching out, hoping for clarity? If it was you, that's okay. You're not alone. Most men are taught that silence means weakness, disinterest, or worse, losing her for good. But the truth is, silence is where all your power lives. Think about it. When you stop explaining yourself, when you stop reacting to every message, every shift in tone, every emotional curveball, suddenly she has to wonder. She has to think. She has to feel the absence of your validation. And that right there is the moment the power shifts. See, silence is uncomfortable for her because it forces her to sit in uncertainty. And when a woman returns after walking away, she expects you to be eager. She expects you to ask questions, express relief, maybe even beg a little. But when you give her calm, when you give her nothing to react to, she starts playing the mental chess game. What's he thinking? Is he still hurt? Did he move on? Why isn't he chasing me? And the best part, you're not playing games. You're just done performing. Your silence doesn't have to be cold. It's not a punishment. It's discipline. It's knowing that your words are no longer owed to someone who didn't value them before. It's understanding that true strength often looks like quiet presence, not loud reaction. You are no longer trying to change her mind. You are simply observing whether her actions align with the version of you she claims she wants now. And silence allows you to do that with clarity. Every time you hold back from sending that message, every time you choose to go silent instead of emotionally spiraling, every time you respond with stillness instead of panic, you reinforce your value to her, to yourself, to your future. She learns something in that silence. She learns that she doesn't get unlimited access to your energy anymore, that if she wants back in, it will be through effort, through consistency, through showing up, not just saying the right words once or twice. And this is where a lot of men stumble. They confuse silence with rejection. They worry they'll lose her forever if they don't do something. But here's the truth. If your silence makes her disappear again, then she was never back for the right reasons. She was back for comfort, not for change. But if your silence makes her lean in more carefully, more intentionally, then you've done it right. You've let her feel the weight of absence. You've made your presence earned, not assumed. Remember, emotional detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop chasing clarity from someone who once chose confusion. It means you stand still and let their next move tell you everything. So if she's back in your life right now, and you're tempted to pour it all out again, to explain your pain, to relive the breakup, to ask if she's serious this time, pause, breathe, let your silence speak. Because silence isn't just the absence of words. It's the presence of self-control. It's the declaration that you're not here to be manipulated, soothed, or won over by temporary sweetness. You are the calm. You are the standard. And from now on, your attention must be earned. Comment below. Silence is strength. If you're ready to stop being the one who talks too much, gives too fast, and feels too deeply for people who aren't showing up, subscribe now. Join the Stoic Brotherhood. This is where silence speaks louder than noise. This is where men regain their power. And now you know. You've just walked through the rules not to get her back, but to get yourself back. This isn't about revenge. It's not about proving anything to her. It's about choosing yourself again and again, in silence with strength on your terms. If you've ever felt like you gave too much, chased too long, or stayed too soft, this is your wake-up call. If this video hit something real in you, don't just disappear, subscribe. And if you're ready to go deeper, to stand with other men walking this same path, join the Stoic Brotherhood. That's where we sharpen each other daily. No noise, no nonsense, just grounded, unshakable growth. Thank you for watching. Take your peace seriously, and I'll see you right here tomorrow.